race fans. Welcome back to Evolution Racing Network's coverage of tonight's Thursday Night Thunder Truck Series. You just saw live action from the ARCA Series here at Homestead Miami Speedway. Now you're going to see the trucks run 100 laps here tonight. So jumping right into it, alongside me tonight is Craig Burns. This is Michael Sheffield. What do you expect in here? The difference between the ARCA cars tonight, Craig, and the trucks?
The differences are not a whole lot. Sheffield draft's going to play a lot. I think. I think they're still going to go to the high side in the turns and tire wear. You got to be cautious on the tires here tonight for 100 laps in the Gander outdoor trucks. As right now, Gabriel Ellison on top of the charts and Timothy Latham, he's sitting there in second fastest here as we're coming down into qualifying as we speak.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to start qualifying now. And, watching a little bit of practice, I got a chance to watch here. I don't see the trucks being quite as loose as the cars. We'll have to watch, first couple laps here and watch here in qualifying. You mentioned the previous qualifying. You expecting the trucks to run their initial out lap high lane as well, correct?
Absolutely. Throw away the first lap, use the top lane, get as much speed as you can. I think that's how you're going to get the fastest lap here. And you're absolutely correct. These trucks are going to be a little bit more forgiving than the ARCA cars. They're still going to have to wheel it on corner exit, but they have more downforce, so there's more grip on the track. It's a night track, a lot of grips out there, Sheffield. They just got to go out there and find it.
Yeah, they're going to have to find the grip. And this is, the trucks being a little bit stable. We might actually see them start to fight over a little bit longer run here as we're watching now. And, taking a look right now, a 51 machine of Bradley Wilson, who was your ARCA Series winner. So he jumped right from one seat into another here. So experience here on the track, he should fare pretty well. Right?
Yeah, upper hand's definitely going to be to Bradley Wilson and to a lot of these guys that were in the ARCA race. Brandon Pearl, Brian Skidmore, Joshua Abbey, Clinton Sneed, he showed speed. Brandon Browning. So we'll see as Bradley Wilson coming back to stripe. Let's see what kind of lap he has after 70 laps in the ARCA.
Yeah, complete different setup here as we're going to wait and see what his lap time is this time by.
And Bradley Wilson goes top of the board with a 388. Good first lap for Bradley Wilson.
Yeah, a great lap for him. Mitch Ellison is going to be sitting second right now with a 33.896. Curious to see what their laps are going to be the second time by here. We expect them to pick up speed here. He's running down the backstretch right now. Should be coming to 3 and 4 here. Looks like he's going to run about the middle groove there for Bradley Wilson there as he comes through 3 and 4. Got a little wiggle there. See how his time comes across the board this time.
Yeah, Bradley Wilson still sitting at the top with a 33.88. As he's probably going to bring this one down pit road. Yep. So his qualifying is done as he's still on top.
Yeah, he's running a 33.475 there. So about a difference of a tenth and a half there between first and second as they run right now.
Right now we have Clinton Sneed. He's on the high side coming down the start-finish line. Let's see what kind of lap he has as he crosses the start-finish line. He's using that high lane, Sheffield, so he's trying to find the most speed here at Homestead coming down the back straightaway. It's a fast truck. It's Clinton Sneed down the back straightaway here at Homestead.
Yeah, and that's the guy we talk to every week as well. And, curious to see his qualifying runs down. And Bradley Wilson sitting in the pole right now. We're going to take a quick break here for the national anthem, and we'll be right back with your starting grid and tonight's race from Homestead Miami Speedway.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last glass gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
All right, race fans, welcome back to Evolution Racing Network's coverage of Thursday Night Throwdown and Truck Series here from Homestead. Just conclusion of qualifying, and it looks like our pole sitter here is going to be Clinton Sneed, as we're going to get ready to take a look here at our starting grid for tonight's 100-lap event here from Homestead. As mentioned, pole sitter will be Clinton Sneed in the number 49. Second will be Bradley Wilson in the number 51. Third will be Gabriel Ellison, the number 27. Fourth will be Timothy Latham in the number 5 machine. Fifth will be Mitch Ellison in the 55. Sixth will be the number 43 of James Morgan. Seventh will go to Joshua Abbey in the 05. Eighth will go to Rodney Griffin in the number 97.
Ninth is Brandon Pearl. Starting in 10th is Garrett Delph in the number 13. Starting 11th in the number 48 is Brandon Browning. Starting 12th in the number 75, Toyota Tundra, Brian Skidmore. And starting 13th in the number 3, Forrest Bolin. And that's your field for tonight's Thursday Night Throwdown here at Homestead.
That's your starting grid here. And as we have a moment here, I want to tell the fans here about a little promotion we've got going on. Evolution Racing Network is done a great job in bringing you a chance to win a butt kicker game or two. All you got to do is go to Facebook, like our page, follow us on YouTube, make a comment in the race in the comment section here tonight, and you'll be entered for a chance to win a butt kicker game or two, which will be given out in a few minutes. Excuse me, in a few weeks here on Evolution Racing Network. Is now we'll take a chance to take a look at our race info for tonight's race here at Homestead Miami Speedway.
Sheffield, they're doing 100 laps here at Homestead. The track temp's looking like 76 degrees. It's a nice, cool track here tonight at Homestead Miami. I'm excited. Sheffield, are you excited here for these trucks?
Oh, I love Homestead Miami Speedway. The only hard part for me is I wish I was on the track with these guys. One of my favorite tracks in the services. Last week we were at one of your favorite tracks, so it works out pretty well.
Yeah, Sheffield, I know you love Homestead. It's a tire saver. You're a tire saver. These guys got to be tire savers tonight. It's Clint Sneed right now going to roll a field of green flag. Timothy Late, Clint Sneed first, Bradley Wilson second. I'm excited here at Homestead tonight.
Yeah, you know Bradley Wilson knows how to get it done here. As he just showed us in the ARCA series, as pace cars coming through 3 and 4, and now should be dipping off. Clinton Sneed will be leading us to our initial green start. Pace car is off. Clinton Sneed, green flag is flown. Clinton Sneed is going to be now leading us to turn 1 with the 51 machine. Bradley Wilson on the outside going into turn 1. Oh, 51 a little loose there. Got contact with the 05 and the 48 there in turn 1. First caution flag will be coming out.
Tough break for the number 51 Toyota Tundra of Bradley Wilson, your ARCA winner, losing it on the first lap in turn number 1, Sheffield. The cold tires got the best of him.
Yeah, and as we mentioned, he just came from the ARCA car, so it's going to be a transition here. I don't know if that maybe got the best of him here early in the going. As he got loose there, did a good job of trying to save it here. Just it was too many trucks behind him, and a little contact there. Wrong as we always say, wrong place, wrong time. You couldn't get around him. They tried to get around him, but unfortunate
Yeah.
break there with no fast repairs here in this series.
Yeah, tough break for Joshua Abbey and Brandon Browning in the number 48 Chevy Silverado. Those nights are done, unfortunately, early here at Homestead. As we see our first caution here at the Thursday Night Throwdown Truck Series.
Yeah, and as we saw in the ARCA series, this will probably be a single file restart when they come around. Most of these series, if another caution flies or a caution flies within the initial first lap here, we should see a single file restart. As your pole sitter Clinton Steed will be leading to the next start here at Homestead.
Yeah, Clinton Sneed's going to get a good advantage with the single file restart in the number 49. I don't see these guys coming down pit road whatsoever. It was the first turn, first lap of the race. But we talk about fuel mileage and tires here tonight, Sheffield. These trucks with the draft, you think that they can go a little bit longer than the ARCA cars?
I'm expecting 45, 50 lap fuel run here. I think it could be possible here. These guys got 3 extra sets of tires for a total of 4 tonight, but I'm expecting someone to try to save enough fuel here. We get a green flag run that only one stop. I believe it's going to be possible. It's going to be a close window, but I'm wondering to see if anybody's going to be willing to risk it here.
Sheffield, I think you're absolutely right. It's going to pay dividends to only make it a one-stop race. Not a huge field tonight, so we might see a long green flag run. So yeah, if you can make it one stop, you're obviously going to be quicker than the guys that have to come down for 2.
Yeah, and you're going to lose a lap here if you go green flag pit stops at this track. You're looking at about at least a 42, 43 second, pit lane time at this track. And this track is another thing to talk about. Green flag stops here. Hitting that pit road entry here at this track is very tough to do. It's very easy to oversteer. I mean, to misjudge and run right by the entrance here, and that will cost you.
Yeah, Sheffield, we talk about it every week. It's the race within the race, getting on pit road, hitting your box correctly. It's so tough, and a lot of people don't understand that. And these guys make it look so easy. They're so accustomed to the green flag pit stop. We've seen it at Michigan, we've seen it at Atlanta. So these guys do a really good job there. As we're still pacing here, and the lights are out, so it's looking like they're gonna go green this time, Sheffield.
Yeah, they should go green this time by as the pace cars lead them now into turn 3 and 4 here. Clinton Sneed is your leader. Second's Gabriel Ellison. Third is Timothy Latham. Fourth is James Morgan. And fifth is Mitch Ellison here as the pace car is dipping off now on the pit road.
Green flag flies here for the second time at Homestead. Clinton Sneed off to a good jump over the number 27 of Gabriel Ellison. He'll drive the freight train down in turn number 1.
First battle here looks like it's going to be about third through like 6th or 7th there, as they're all tightly grouped there on that restart. And it looks like Timothy Latham is going to be able to maintain that 3rd position with James Morgan, another hard charger from last week, running 4th.
James Morgan doing a good job here at Homestead right now. And right now we see Garrett Delph. He was falling back there in the number 13. So we'll see what happens as we have, I think that was the captain, James Morgan, getting a little loose coming out turn number 4.
Yeah, got a little loose there coming on 4. That's going to allow the 00 of Brandon Pearl to make a move there on the outside as they go down towards 1 and 2. So he's going to have Brandon Pearl getting an early jump here tonight. Curious to see who's going to push the truck early. Who's going to try to save some tires as we're now starting, we're on lap 6, coming around lap 7 next time by.
Clinton Sneed still leading right now. Gabriel Ellison second, Timothy Latham in third. They're all using the high line here at Homestead as they come out turn number 4. The lead still Clinton Sneed by 2 car lengths.
Clinton Sneed by 2. Timothy Latham there has got a huge head of steam there as they go into 1 and 2. He's closed the gap to the number 27 of Gabriel Ellison. Curious to see if he's going to ride or if he's going to try to make that move here pretty quickly.
Bradley Wilson, the number 51, back down pit road. It looks like his night might be done as he's bringing the 51 Toyota Tundra. Unscheduled pit stop for the number 51.
Yeah, looking at the lap times right now, they're all pretty much tight within the same fastest truck last time by was Timothy Latham with a 33.54.
Timothy Latham having the drafting help, Sheffield, and now you think about maybe he's trying to save gas. He's trying to get in that draft of Gabriel Ellison. Maybe he wants to only make it a one stop. Maybe he was listening to Sheffield. The strategies they're going to be playing here tonight at Homestead.
Yeah, and thinking about it, looking at the points situation here, Timothy Latham is your points leader here, but it's a points lead of only 7 points, so he could be trying to put the exclamation on the season there. You get a win here tonight. Got one more race left in the season, and that's at Phoenix next week. So, he's putting a good show on early here tonight. Going to get everything he can. He's probably looking at big picture points championship next week.
The top 3 still single file using the high line here. The leader, Clinton Sneed, still rolling down the back straightaway as they're all single file 1 through 10.
Yeah, closest battle we got right now, closest 2 trucks was Timothy Latham and Gabriel Ellison. And Gabriel Ellison's been able to pull away just a little bit here. As I noticed most of the trucks here this early in the running, not surprising, running the high line. I'm waiting to see who's going to migrate to that lower side later in the run.
The cost on the lower line, it's the fastest way around Sheffield, but you just burn the Goodyears up. It's going to be hard to get down there if I'm the driver, but I
Find it and run with it and, be able to bring home the W here tonight.
Yeah, and that's why it's so crucial when these guys bring in a crew chief or a spotter to note out the guys that are running the faster laps and say, hey, he's running the high lane in 1 and 2, but he's using the bomb in 3 and 4. So it's crucial to see where they're going right now. But right now, they're catching Clinton Sneed right now. It's a freight train for first.
Yeah, it's going to be a tight battle here. Is I expect to see a battle for the lead coming up now between Clinton Sneed, Gabriel Ellison, and Timothy Latham here. As they're running 1, 2, and 3 pretty close together. The fastest truck last time by would have been Gabriel Ellison and that number 27. Is one thing we didn't mention a lot in the ARCA is that these guys right now are getting a pretty good draft off each other running 1, 2, 3 like this.
Big draft, and right now Timothy Latham and Gabriel Ellison are saving the most fuel opposed to Clinton Sneed running out. Clinton Sneed has the fresh air, but he's burning the most right now as they're still single file using the high line here in 1 and 2.
Yeah, you notice the high line there, the number 5 running about a lane and a half, a little bit lower than everybody else. As much as these guys practice, everybody here has got a strategy. They know which line they want to run. He may have found something in that 5 machine. 27 may have found something. And these guys are, sticking together like this. They're going to be able to pull away from the rest of the pack.
Timothy Latham doing a good job of showing patience right now, but right now Gabriel Ellison going to use the bottom lane, trying to get the lead here. Slide job here in 1 and 2. Give Gabriel Ellison the point here at Homestead.
What a great move there. Use that draft. Took to the bottom, used that slide, great maneuver of a slide job there to take the lead. As now you look at the 5 machine of Latham, he's going to follow suit and try to do the same thing here, coming through 3 and 4. But he's not going to quite be able to clear him as the momentum is going to go back to Clinton Sneed with that draft here on the outside.
Timothy Latham and Clinton Sneed drag racing for second place, trying to chase Gabriel Ellison in turn number 1. Timothy Latham still using the bottom lane as he's going to foul back in line as they come out turn number 2. Single foul. Gabriel Ellison out front. He's pulling away to a 3/10 second lead.
I just saw James Morgan in the 43 make a move and was able to get by Brandon Pearl there, and 1 and 2 to take over the fourth position. So that battle has been heating up there for the last couple laps. James Morgan is now your fourth place runner with Brandon Pearl and is your number 5.
Right now, 16 laps down out of 100. Gabriel Ellison still your leader here at Homestead. Right now, he's trying to check out on Clinton Snead and Timothy Latham, as they're still nose to tail pretty much here coming into turn number 3.
Yeah, as the laps are as you said, 16 laps in. Fastest truck last time by was the leader there, but all the times here amongst the top 5 are pretty tight, within a tenth and a half of each other. So you see who's burning them up early, and see who's saving them here. Is as you mentioned earlier, Clinton Snead was out in the front. He was burning a little bit more gas, but now as momentum has shifted to Gabriel Ellison out in the front, so he's going to be burning a little bit more gas right now. So I'm curious, did Snead just say, okay, I've got a plan here, and I want to make it halfway, or this is going to be the cool thing to see is how the pit strategies are going to play out here tonight.
Timothy Latham right now still working on Clinton Snead. I'm thinking maybe when he was trying to make the pass, he was burning up just a little bit more rubber, but I flashed back to Atlanta and I said, Timothy Latham's really burning his tires up, and then he showed really good moves, and he still had speed. So don't count him out yet. But right now, Gabriel Ellison right now still in the lead with Clinton Snead in second, Timothy Latham in third.
And all the people out there watching on YouTube would put in the comment box who you pulling for tonight. I'd like to know, see who everybody thinks is going to take this W here tonight at Homestead Miami Speedway. As now we're on lap 19 out of 100. Gabriel Ellison is your leader. Clinton Snead running second. Third is Timothy Latham. Fourth, James Morgan. Fifth, Brandon Pearl. Sixth, Mitch Ellison. Seventh is Forrest Bullen. 8 is Garrett Delph. Ninth is Rodney Griffin. And right next top 10 is Brian Skidmore in number 75.
And 11th is Bradley Wilson. He parked it for the night. The number 12 with Joshua Abbey, he got caught in an early wreck. And then Brandon Browning, he disconnected, so his night's done in the number 48 right now. But Wilson looks like the 51's coming back out on track.
Yeah, he's probably going to try to capitalize as much as he can. Looking big picture here, points wise, get as many positions as he can. Might not be able to win the race, but you never know with these laps winding down. There's a couple extra laps he's able to do, or if he's able to finish the race, may pay dividends for him before this night's over with.
Yeah, Sheffield, never give up. That's what I was taught when I joined iRacing by an old man I used to race with on the officials. Say, hey, if you wreck out early, you have to go out there and capitalize. If it's for your points, if it's for your SR, if it's for your I rating right now. But right now, we still see Gabriel Ellison. He's still out front. He's kind of controlling it right now, Sheffield.
Yeah, he's pulled to about a 3/10, almost 4/10 lead here over Clinton Snead, and closed right at a second lead here over Timothy Latham there, who's running in third. Then you got a pretty good gap, about a second and a half back to James Morgan, and then Mitch Ellison just took over the fifth position. He's about 5.5 seconds back from the leader. So, about a good 4 or 5 more laps, looking at the lap times, should be able to tell who saved some tire here and who's burning up. So I'm curious to see how that's going to play.
Yeah, Sheffield, you can't go out there and burn up your stuff. I think all these guys right now are using the high lane. They're doing a good job saving tires. But Ellison's still pulling away. He's doing a good job. Timothy Latham falling back just a little bit. Maybe burn him up just a tad bit here, but we still have a lot of racing. We're almost a quarter way done.
Yeah, we're going to see a lot of single file racing here. Tonight as the run winds on, and as we've mentioned a couple times, maybe some varying pit strategies will spice things up. A little bit. You'll see some cars, go a lap down and get their lap back as people, go in and take their pits, and that may be one thing as we talked about Somebody may try the two-stop strategy. Somebody might try the one-stop strategy. Somebody might try to undercut, their, and you never know if a caution flies towards the end. One caution flag can shuffle the whole field up completely at any given time.
Yeah, if all goes to plan, you want to make it a one stop, like you said. I agree with that strategy. It's if you can make it that far Sheffield, and if you can save enough tires, and maybe you only can make it to lap 49. Maybe you save it on the back half of your run on towards the end of the race. Um, it's just a wait and find out game, I guess.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, 25 laps into it, it's still anybody's ball game here. Is this track, is one of the tracks that there's multiple options, multiple ways to run around this track. If you where It's where you can find the speed and where you're able to capitalize and maintain the best average time over the race tonight is who's going to end up there in victory lane.
Right
As
now
we
we see the 97 working on the double zero. Brandon Pearl. That's a close battle on track right now. That's Griffin and Pearl. There's nose to tail here at Homestead.
Yeah, their nose to tail there, a little bit of closing up there, and I'm looking at the lap times now, as I mentioned it, and right now Mitch Ellison, who's sitting in the fifth position, is ran the fastest lap the last time by with a 35:07 compared to the leader of 35.20. So, and then Forrest Bullen with a 34.86. So we've seen a little bit of variance here in lap times. As you know, we take a look out front. You see Gabriel Ellison still leading, Clinton Sneed in second. Timothy Latham is your third place driver as they run. Fourth is James Morgan, and Ryan's top five is Forrest Bullen in the number three machine.
Ellison right now really trying to check out. He has a second lead over Clinton Sneed in the number 49. Clinton Sneed doing a good job still, as we see on the screen. Brandon Pearl and the 97 of Roddy Griffin. Roddy Griffin still trying to work on that double zero. Brandon Pearl.
Yeah, he's still trying to work on that double zero machine with Brandon Pearl. Be able to see if he'll be able to get it done here. It is the 97 double zero and the 75 are probably the closest right now. Excuse me, that's the 51 machine. Uh, he just came back out of the pits. Looks like he's got fresher tires, but he may have enough damage repair to, hopefully things work out for him. He's going to recapitalize. He might be able to get a lap back here, barring maybe a caution coming out. You never know what the night's going to bring here at Homestead.
You never know, Sheffield, and that's the greatest thing about racing. 15 laps down, though, that's a pretty big hole to get out of. So we'll see what that 51 truck of Bradley Wilson can do. Your ARCA winner.
Yeah, and looking back up front, Gabriel Ellison's now got a gap about a second and a half, then 3 seconds back to Timothy Latham there. Trying to watch these gaps here, see if if anybody's been able to close in here over the run. But as of so far, I haven't seen any really big movers. As I see, the 27 Gabriel Ellison now migrating down to that second lane there in turn 3 and 4. As we're starting lap 31 here at Homestead.
Yeah, last lap, Gabriel Ellison, he ran a 35:07 in second place. Clinton Sneed ran a 35.29, so they're similar lap times, but Gabriel Ellison just a tick quicker.
Yeah, he may have found something there on the bottom lane there, running it through 3 and 4. See what he does this time by, if he's going to take the same lane, and it looks like he will. So I'm curious to see if any of the other drivers are seeing what he's doing and going to try the same thing here as well.
It's looking like the number 75 of Brian Skidmore coming down pit road. Maybe this is a scheduled stop, Sheffield. Maybe this is one of your two pit stop type of guys. As he's coming down, he has to hit that box perfectly. He's going to get 4 tires and a full tank of Sunoco Racing fuel.
as we see, as you mentioned, one guy looks like he's going to try a two-stop strategy there, and that's Forrest Bullen. So I have to keep an eye on that and see how the times change and see how much time he's able to make up here. As we mentioned, you're looking at 35-second lap times. He should be a good second and a half to 2 seconds faster than these guys when he comes out of the pits. So maybe by the time they cycle back around, I'm curious as to how much how much ground he's going to be able to make up.
Yeah, Sheffield, that's going to be a huge undercut. It's definitely one of your two stoppers. So we'll see what happens as Ellison right now growing that lead to a 2.22 second lead.
Yeah, and you Skidmore now is was showing he pitted on lap 30 as well. So uh, as you mentioned, Gabriel Ellison, Clinton Sneed looks like he's able to close. He's running. Looks like he's able to close the gap a little bit there that time. I'm not sure if the 27 got a little loose there coming out of 1 and 2.
27 still using the high line here at Homestead. We're 34 laps down out of 100. These guys are doing a good job. Only one caution tonight, and don't forget to comment in our live stream here to have your chance or have a chance for your name to be entered into the butt kicker giveaway. It's a cool promotion that ERN Network is putting together with the people behind the scenes of Ryan Azell and Steve Capel. We couldn't do it without those guys. So toss out your favorites tonight here at Homestead.
Yeah, we're very fortunate to have ERN and Butt Kicker come together to do something for the fans like that. It's great product, great opportunity. It just carries it to the next level there. And these guys here in this league, I very fortunate we've been able to broadcast because it's been great racing week after week, Greg.
Yeah, great racing. We had an exciting finish back at Michigan. Talladega was amazing. Atlanta was one of the closest finishes I've ever seen. These guys really know how to put on a show right now, and Ellison right now really knows how to command a lead right now. He's at a 2.75 second lead, so that number 27 is on rails right now. 36 down, Sheffield. We're about 20 out from that halfway mark that we talked about.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how close these guys are able to get to the 50th lap here. Or, as you mentioned, if you're a little short now, you're going to have to make it up on the back half. As the last thing you want to do here is run out of fuel, push it too far and run out of fuel because that's going to kill your night.
Yeah, there's no other situation you want to be in when you're saving gas, clutching it through the turns. So hopefully these guys can make it to the lap 50 mark. Right now is Latham really falling back. He's 5 seconds back from Ellison. These guys still right now, searching for something. Is that 27 still using that bomb lane, Sheffield? He's really getting down there in turn number 3 and 4.
Yeah, he's utilizing that bottom line there, trying to keep as much momentum as he can as he comes by the start-finish line for lap number 38. And we talk about this league and these drivers, but a lot of this is possible because of the great sponsors that they have in this league. They got great sponsor in Shenandoah Shine. They're just a lifestyle brand. That focuses on shining a light on life in the Shenandoah Valley. They got great T-shirts, great hats. Uh, they do some really cool promotions with iRacing. Anybody wants to, they can go check them out at shenandoahshine.co. And their other sponsor is Sneed Competition Design. They specialize in web design, data analysis, and they build customized computer programs. They do a great job as well, and you can check them out at sneedconceptdesign.com. And without those great sponsors, they wouldn't be able to do this week after week.
Yeah, they're really involved with the iRacing community. It's really cool what they do. So hats off to those guys. And Sneed Competition Designs all over the trucks here tonight, the Thursday night throwdown. And they're putting on a show here tonight, Sheffield.
Yeah, they're putting on the show, and early out is Gabriel Ellison, with the commanding lead here. His gap man was 3.89 seconds over Clinton Sneed here. As we mentioned, we've seen one driver take advantage of the two-stop strategy here, and we're on lap 40, so we're narrowing down, 10 laps before these guys probably gonna have to pit by my calculation.
Right now, we're looking at Rodney Griffin passing Brandon Pearl. They're still fighting. They're drag racing out back straightaway here as they come into turn number 3. Brandon Pearl down low. Rodney Griffin up high using that Kyle Larson line, I like to call it. They're side by side here in turn number 3 and 4.
Yeah, the 97 machine's gonna have the momentum on the high side there. I was curious to see how that bottom lane is gonna work out, but with the amount of laps that they've got on the tires here, unless you've saved a little bit of tire, I don't see that bottom lane working too well unless you can get a good drive off, as Brandon Pearl is able to do that time by. He is gonna take that eighth position away from Roddy Griffin.
Slide job for 8th, Brandon Pearl. And then 00. Good job getting past Rodney Griffin here, as that was exciting to see here at Homestead. Brandon Pearl right now taking off from the 97.
Look now, of course, Bullen at number 3 machine is now taking over the number 3 spot from Timothy Latham. So he's got a late run coming. Latham's going to get the draft here and pull right up back behind him as they're entering turn 3 and 4. Notice that 3 machine rotating very well on that bottom. The 5 machine's going to try to drive it in there as well, but it looks like the advantage coming to start finish line this time by Forrest Bullen will be able to capitalize and take that 3rd position away.
Well, Sheffield, we find him where we found him. It was the tire saver of the number 3, Forrest Bullen. He marches up to 3rd place, and let's just see and wait and find out if he can track down Clinton Sneed, the number 49, for 2nd.
Yeah, looking at lap times, he was 2/10 faster than the leader the last time by was the 3 machine of Forrest Bullen, and that was with making a move there on Timothy Latham. So I'm curious to see, a solid lap time here where he's not side by side and see what the difference is going to be between him and the 1st place truck.
It almost makes me wonder if Timothy Latham is trying to save right now to get to the halfway mark, or did he burn his stuff up? Because you can either save now and pit after the halfway mark, or pit on the back side of the half. I'd rather save right now, but or maybe burn stuff up. I can't really tell you. I'm not in the cockpit, or I'd be able to tell you. Right now, Timothy Latham falling really hard to Forrest Bullen.
Well, you bring up a good point there, and looking at the last couple of lap times, it looks like you're correct with Latham. His lap times dropped, so he's probably trying to save some fuel here, as you mentioned, try to make sure he gets that halfway point. Not uncommon to see, you see those laps ticking down and you're worried, as a driver, you're constantly looking at those laps if you want to make it to a certain point and always calculating, am I going to get there? Because as we mentioned, the last thing you want to do is run out.
Yeah, you never want to run out of fuel in the iRacing here at Homestead. It really puts a damper on your night as we see the 79 go by the 97, 75, excuse me. Brian Skidmore, he's our 2-stop candidate, so he's showing his tires right there, Sheffield.
Yeah, he's going to be quite a bit faster right now. He's running a 34.80 to the leader's 35.54. He pit a lap 30, so he's got 15 lap old tires. So, you're going to see him make up some big ground here. I'm curious how this is going to play out with, he's going to probably make another stop, I would estimate, around lap 70, 75. The longest he's going to be able to go would be lap 80 on a 50-lap fuel run. So, saving the tires, you're going to see these leaders come in, within the next probably 5 or 6, stretching it to maybe 8 laps. You should see the leaders come in, and then the times are going to flip. Skidmore is going to be on 20, 25 lap older tires, so the advantage is going to go back the other way for a good, 10 to 15 laps. So it's a juggling contest as to when you think you can make up more time while you got fresher tires, and before they're able to go in and pick theirs up.
Well, we saw it here live on ERN. Mitch Ellison making the move on Timothy Latham. Put Mitch Ellison to 4th. Timothy Latham really falling hard right now. Sheffield, I think he's screaming for fresh tires.
Yeah, the tires are probably screaming right now as leader Gabriel Ellison is going to bring him to lap 49. So, this time by would be roughly the halfway mark. It's 100 laps. They got to get to the beginning of lap 101. Is to win the race here.
Yeah, right now I just heard the number 27 clutch it coming in turn number 3, so he's definitely saving gas. I don't know if he's out or if he's just saving gas, but that 27 right now is clutching through 3 and 4.
Yeah, he's saving as much fuel as he can. Just trying to make sure he makes it to that point. Is Gabriel Ellison will cross start finish line there for lap 50. So curious to see how long he's going to stay out here, or how long anybody else is going to stay out before they start getting here.
If I had $1 million, I bet that Gabriel Ellison is coming down pit road this time, or maybe he's just out there going to clutch it for a couple more laps just to have the insurance to be able to go out there as he's in 3 and 4. His clutch pedal is down right now, Sheffield.
Yeah, he's got a good 5-second gap right now over Clinton Sneed, who's your pole sitter here tonight. So should start seeing pit stops, and it looks like Garrett Delph is on pit road. Timothy Latham is coming in. James Morgan is coming in the pit road. So these guys have made the halfway point. They're coming in. They're going to get the fresh tires. Go ahead and get them now. They should be good to go for the rest of the race.
Good stop by Garrett Dolph. Good stop by the number 5 of Timothy Latham as they're coming in right now. This 27 is still electing to be out on tires. Here he's coming to lap 52. And you know what, Sheffield? As the 27 stays out and clutching it through the corners, he's going to be losing so much time to these guys on fresher tires. But he's out there for insurance purposes. He's out there to make sure that he has enough to go and finish the race with with some gas left for maybe even doing a burnout.
It's a double-edged sword here. The longer he stays out, he's going to lose time. But the longer he waits to get tires and fuel, he's going to have that guarantee if there's a green-white checker. He's going to have that insurance plan, and he's going to have fresher tires there at the end as he's bringing in to pit road now. He's happy with where he's at. He's going to bring in the pit road, try to save his lead here, see how much time he gains or loses here on pit road.
Gabriel Ellison and Clinton Sneed and Forrest Bullen and Mitch Ellison, and they're all coming in right now as pit roads are happening in place here at Homestead on lap 53.
Yeah, pit crews are busy right now. These guys getting their green flag stops in, as it looks like the number 97 will be coming in the pit road as well of Rodney Griffin. So we'll have to see how this cycles back around here, as the 27 Gabriel Ellison will be the first off pit road there on that green flag stop. Clinton Sneed will be coming off right behind him. Then it looks like the 3 of Forrest Bullen. So it looks like Gabriel Ellison is going to be able to pit and maintain the lead here. See if he's able to open up this gap of 5 seconds before the pit here, or if that gap will shrink here.
Textbook stop by the number 27 of Gabriel Ellison is right now. He has fresh Goodyear tires. He's going to use that to his advantage, as right now he has a 5-second lead coming out of turn number 4 here, coming down to lap 54 out of 100.
And this is the thing the drivers got to remember here. We saw it at the very beginning of the race. You got green tires. You can't quite push the truck like you were, 5 or 10 laps into the race. And, it's bitten me personally quite a few times. Just get used to running the truck a certain way and get fresh tires and forget all about it. You feel the speed there. The truck feels so good, and you settle it off in the turn 1 and 2, and the rear end comes around on you.
You bring up such a great point. It's such a night killer when you hit your green flag pit stop so perfect, and you come out and you just tail the truck around in the turn because you're not used to the green tires. But right now, the 27 of Gabriel Ellison, he's doing a good job. Clinton Sneed in second. Forrest Bullen going to be third. Fourth, Mitch Ellison, the number 55. Fifth is Timothy Latham in the number 5. Sitting in 6th is Brian Skidmore, our 2-stop candidate. Sitting in 7th is Garrett Delph. Garrett Delph just passed Brian Skidmore. Sitting in 8th is Rodney Griffin. 9th, James Morgan. And 10th is Brandon Pearl.
Yeah, Bradley Wilson will be scored 11th right now, so he's gained a couple positions by coming back out. Joshua Abbey scored 12th, and Brandon Browning scored 13th. But as we saw a couple laps ago live, looked like the 97 truck got a little loose there behind the leader, is coming through 1 and 2. He was able to collect it back up, but there's some damage there, it looks like, on the right side of the truck. So I'm not sure how that's going to affect his night.
Yeah, I didn't quite catch where the 97 got the right side damage, but it's hindering that truck of Rodney Griffin right now as he's working it out too. As he's falling, it looks like he got the right side pretty good, Sheffield, here at Homestead.
Looking at lap times right now, Clinton Sneed has narrowed that gap down to just a hair to 4.85 seconds. Times are really close here. Last time by, Clinton Sneed was actually now 3/10 faster than the leader. So he's trying to probably close that gap down as fast as he can. The thing you got to be careful is you want to burn those tires up really early.
Yeah, you hit the point right on the head, Sheffield. You don't want to burn the tires up. And if you're Gabriel Ellis and you're out there and you say, hey, I got a 5-second lead to play with, maybe I'll save just a little bit more right now. But Clinton Sneed, it's go time for him. He's thinking, so he's still 4.8 out. A lot of racing left. And I'll tell you what, Sheffield, the caution will really throw this thing out before.
Well, and the guy that was able to capitalize in the first run with Forrest Bullen, I mean, he was able to come up 10 positions from a starting position, during that first 50 lap run. So, I'm interested to see how much tire he's going to be able to save. And even though he's a good 7.4 seconds back here, as we know, later 22, 20, 25, 30 laps in a run, if you're able to save tires, you can knock time off really quickly here around this track running the bottom here.
Yeah, you're absolutely correct right now. As we're gonna go to the number 43 of the captain, James Morgan. He's a lap down. He was working on the 75 back there, so he's coming with fresher tires than that 75 Skidmore. Yeah, he's your two-stop candidate, so he will be a little bit slower. And that's the thing you play with, Sheffield. You pit early on the first time around, you're gonna have those fresher tires, and now you're playing catch up.
Yeah, it's a give and take, thing when you pit you that two stop strategy. You're gonna burn it up for the first segment. You're gonna get everything you can if you know you're gonna try a two stop strategy. Get everything you can in those first 30, 35 laps, and then the next run you're gonna have to run a little bit more conservatively, but you want to make up as much time as you can. As we just saw live, that the 75 get a little contact on the right side and into the wall. He's gonna have a little aero damage now. So that's going to affect his night.
Yeah, another car with right side damage. That wall will come out and get your truck in a hurry, Sheffield, and it will hinder your night. It will be a long race, but right now, Brian Skidmore, he's still on the lead lap. He's chucking away the laps as we speak.
And talking about that wall here at Homestead, it's one that reaches out and grabs you, and it likes to hold on to you. You can do your best to try to get it off that wall, and your truck just rides that wall. It's almost like a magnet. Is the 27 now is going to be about to put the 75 another lap down here with fresher tires, and that right side damage on the 75 is not helping his chances any.
Gabriel Ellison still out to a commanding lead, but Clinton Sneed, he's coming right now. He got down to a 4-second lead. It's a 3.9. So we'll see if that 49 is going to have tires at the end of this one.
Yeah, and also, we talked about Forrest Bullen. He's fallen back to about a 9.2 second lead. He's losing a little bit of time here, but he may be thinking lose a little time now, make up a lot of time later. So, but as you mentioned, Clinton Sneed has closed it to almost a second. He's closed a second down off the leader with a 34.19 last time by to the leader's 34.52.
As we see Brand Skidmore bringing the 75 Toyota Tundra down pit road to maybe get his second stop completed at lap 63. Maybe not take your optional, but just see what your optional is, Sheffield, to see where his damage lies, because you can't really see the car on the outside when you're sitting in the cockpit.
We'll take a look here through at the field as they run now. As we mentioned, the number 27 of Gabriel Ellison out to a commanding lead here after that pit stop there around lap 53, lap 54. Running second is the number 49, who's your pole sitter coming in tonight. He's 3.89 seconds behind the leader. Still running strong here tonight. Made a little bit of a grind since the last restart. As we see him get a little loose there coming through 3 and 4 that time by. Running third is the number 3 machine of Forrest Bullen, who made up some great time during the first run here. Looks like he's lost a little bit, as we mentioned, but he may be saving those tires. Hopefully, getting a good late race surge here. Running fourth was Mitch Ellison, who started fifth on the night. Looked like he took a pit stop there at lap 50 with the leader. So we'll see how much time he's able to make up here as we running lap 65, roughly 36, coming to 35 to go this time by. Timothy Latham, who is your points leader coming in tonight, is now running in the fifth position here. He's down one position from the start. He also pitted on lap 50, so we'll see. Yeah, he had a strong surge early in the night. See what he's able to make up here as the night goes on. Running sixth is Garrett Delth in the number 13 machine. He pitted on lap number 49. He's had a pretty good couple runs here the last couple weeks. Interesting to see how he's going to be able to run. And he is also the last car on the lead lap right now, Craig. As we take a look at the seventh place runner, the number 97 of Rodney Griffin, who pitted last time on lap 52 here. Pretty good run for him tonight. He's showing a lap down right now. We'll see if he's able to capitalize. He does have some right side damage there. And as we mentioned, this league is no fast repairs. So unless he gets a caution, he's not going to have a chance to get much of that damage fixed. Running eighth is the number 75 of Brian Skidmore. He started tonight at 12th, so he's made up 4 positions tonight. Saw him have a little contact earlier with the wall. See what he's able to put together as the night goes through. Running ninth is the number 43 of James Morgan. He started 6th on the night. It looks like he's having a little trouble, a little bit of damage there on the right side. A little aero damage on that truck as well. Running 10th is the 00 of Brandon Pearl, who's on pit road. 11th is Bradley Wilson, your ARCA Series winner. 12th is Joshua Abbey, and Brandon Browning, who is out of the race here due to an early caution, will be rounding up the field in 13th position.
Right now, having a pit stop, James Morgan coming down pit road, the captain in the number 43. So we'll see if he is in it for the tire strategy here at Homestead. We have 30 laps to go, Sheffield.
Yeah, coming to 30 to go now. The time if you got the tires, you're gonna have to kind of push it there. Looking at the times now, we were talking about Forrest Bullen earlier. He's down to 12.7. I'm wondering if he's lost a little bit too much time here to be able to make up, with 30 going to go this time by.
Yeah, Forrest Bullen right now, 13 seconds out. And then you have Mitch Ellison in the number 55. He is 14 seconds out. And then Timothy Latham, 16 seconds out. So I think these guys really need a caution. If you pit, you're going to go a lap down. And I just don't think that you're going to have enough time, or it's weird to say, but tired to make it up, Sheffield. You have to go pretty much a lap and a half around this track to get your lap back and then try to fight for the lead.
Well, we were talking about lap times earlier. We noticed Clinton Sneed had made up some time there. His lap last time by was a 34.84. This time 34.65. Leader was a 34.83. So he's still a tenth and a half faster than the leader. I'm just afraid he might push his truck too much here and burn his tires up. As we're closing in. On 28, 29 to go here. Be 28 this time by for the leader of Gabriel Ellison.
Sheffield, it's such a fine line of pushing it too hard and saving. You just slide the tires just a little bit on corner entry or corner exit. You're wheeling it too far off. You're going to burn that tire up just a little bit more. It might throw the truck off. But right now, Clinton Sneed, I think he's doing a very good job right now. He's just 4 seconds back. I think he's looking at the bigger picture. Hopefully he doesn't burn stuff up. Clinton Sneed, he was there at Michigan. He showed a good showing at Atlanta, which is another tire saving track. So don't count Clinton Snead out at all means, but he has some work to do.
Well, and talking about next week and looking as they run right now, Gabriel Ellison is sitting in second, 7 points back of the points leader, Timothy Latham, who's now running in fifth. So he's gonna, if it finishes the way that they're running right now, he's gonna make up some valuable points. And next week, that's gonna make that points battle for the champion quite a bit tighter. And Clinton Snead now is 27 points out of the leader, so he's going to be able to close in a little bit of a gap here. As far as points going into next week in the Phoenix.
Yeah, I can't wait for Phoenix. It's going to be a fireworks shootout. We're crowning a champion here with the Thursday night throwdown. These guys do such a good job, fight all season for the chance to crown a champion. I think Timothy Latham right now, he's doing good in fifth. It's a showing that he might want to finish maybe second or third tonight to not let Ellison close his gap on the points. But 7 points is just not going to do it, Sheffield. And it's going to really mix some things up, like you're saying, if Gabe Ellison comes out and wins this one.
Yeah, it's going to mix some things up. And as much as I love Homestead, used to be the finishing track for all NASCAR series, and now it's shuffled to Phoenix. And Phoenix is a tough track. It's a very technical track. It's a track that you've got to be able to maintain the momentum. One little mistake there, you get loose. You slide down to the inside wall there coming through turn one. It can ruin your night. And then the momentum and the drive you've got to maintain there in turn three. It's such a high speed turn. Get a little loose there, and it could ruin your night as well as others.
Yeah, it's such a technical track, Sheffield. They're going to be playing with their brake biases all night long. It's going to be exciting. I know Homestead's your bread and butter. You love it here, but I was for the move to Phoenix. NASCAR is doing everything they can for attention right now. I think that was one of the better ways that they went to go to Phoenix. But yeah, it's just such a tight, technical track, but it's close racing too, Sheffield. You get a lot of lap cars involved. It turns down a nail biter sometimes.
Yeah, and restarts there are always nail biters. As you're trying to get through turn one and two, there it's going to be tight on restarts. It's going to be tight, there for a good 20 laps before people start to sort themselves out. That bottom lane is going to be pretty dominant there, especially, going into turn one. And then you've got that little bit of a turn there in the middle of the backstretch. And depending on how the truck feels, you see trucks get down there and get a little disturbed there, and the truck can come around really, really easily there. So it's going to be definitely a fun championship race there. And with the points battle tightening up the way it is, it's just going to add pressure to these drivers going into next week.
Pressure is going to be at the all-time high for Gabriel Ellison, Timothy Latham, and Clinton Snead, and all these Thursday night throwdown truck drivers. As right now, Gabriel Ellison out to almost a 5-second lead, so he's checking out just a tad bit more over Clinton Snead as this run goes on. 20 to go this time by.
Yeah, it looks like he's been able to just maintain that lead, set a pace, hit his marks. Probably knows what lap times he want to look at. And another thing we didn't really talk about was we talked about that pit stop on lap 50. These guys coming out of the pits are looking at that tire data, looking at tire wear, looking at knowing how much they pushed the truck on the first run, and did I push the truck too much? Did I not push it enough? So they know coming on this second run how much more or how much less they're going to be able to push the truck to get it to the start, get it to the end of the race here.
Yeah, that's a great point, and every racer I know does that. Is right now, I'm hearing maybe that 27's clutching it through the corners right now. Maybe he's afraid of not making it to the end, Sheffield?
Well, you got to have a little insurance there too, just in case there is a green-white checker here. As the last thing you want to see is the leader here. You're as a leader here with this big of a gap. Every lap that goes by, you're getting that much closer, and you take that white flag here, and it's almost a sigh of relief. Because in the back of your mind, you're worried about that caution coming out, because a caution here is going to tighten everybody back up and it's going to change the whole game plan. Is the leader, are you going to pit? Because if you don't, everybody behind you is. If you pit, somebody's going to stay out. So it shuffles up everything with the late caution here, especially at tracks like Homestead or you know, anywhere really. And looking, we talk about pit strategies here. You can look at the strategy graphic, that's showing up now on the screen, and see how these drivers are handling the strategy coming into this track there, Craig.
Yeah, strategies always comes into play here at Homestead. It's always a fuel mileage race. Every time I've been here as a driver, it's always been a fuel mileage race. They're so fun to do. It's a lot of pressure though. As right now the 27 still growing his gap. Um, it's just a wait and see game. He pitted on lap 52, so I think he has enough to make it.
Yeah, he pitted on lap 52. I'm scoring Clinton Sneedus lap 52 and Forrest Bullen is lap 52. Mitch Ellison is in fourth. Pitted on lap 51, and Timothy Latham, your last lead lap car, pitted on lap 50. So, and looking at the lap times right now between the top four, they're within a tenth of each other. So, times are equaled out. And as you mentioned, with the 27s clutching it right now, he's just able to maintain as he's got a 5.2, 5.3, almost five, closing to a 5.5 second gap here. So he's sitting in the position he wants to be in. He's able to run it. He's looking at relative and looking at the times as he's clutching it.
Absolutely, and right now we have Mitch Ellison working on Forrest Bolin, and Forrest Bolin was doing a good job earlier in the race of saving tires. He had a strong late push, but right now he's under attack from that 55 of Mitch Ellison.
Looks like the 55 Ellison's finding something late in the run here, or he saved those tires enough to get a good run here, as he's going to dip down to the inside. Looked like he was going to be able to drive a little deeper. He checked up the truck a little bit. They're going to be side by side coming through 3 and 4. This will be a drag race coming down the front straightaway, Craig.
We have a drag race on our hand here at Homestead for the third position, excuse me, coming down in turn number 1. Right now we have Forrest Bolin still electing the higher lane, but give it to the number 55, Mitch Ellison, the Toyota Tundra. He's going to take third place down the back straightaway.
Forrest got us a little loose there. Forrest Bullen's going to take advantage, pull a crossover here as the 55 got a little loose on the exit as he came up the track there. He's going to regroup now. He's going to have his last sight on that number 3, and he's going to try to close that gap and get that position back.
55 of Mitch Ellison got out of the gas a lot. He overdrove it just a tad bit. That's going to give it back to the number 3 spot to Forrest Bolin as they're still single file. And you're right, Sheffield. He has to work that momentum back. It's going to take him a lap or two.
And we mentioned it earlier. The trucks this close together. That draft is going to come into play. So he's going to let that 3 machine drag him back up to the rear bumper. He'll probably regroup here as he's going to dive down on the inside here, coming through 3 and 4. Try to get enough momentum. He can't complete the pass. He'll pull right up behind him and try to use that draft here to set him up to go in 1 and 2 this time by.
No, it's the tail for third place. It's Bolin in third and Ellison in fourth as they come into turn number 1, both electing to use the higher lane. In the middle of 1 and 2 right now, it's still Forrest Bolin in third.
If Forrest Bullen able to hold him off momentarily, we'll see what happens here as the laps wind down. And talk about laps winding down. Next time by, we'll be down to 12 to go. So we're closing to within 10 to go here. And, the question is anybody worried about fuel?
Right now, I don't see anyone but Timothy Latham worrying about fuel. Timothy Latham came in at lap 50. So he just needs that 1 extra lap. Right now, he's scoring in the 5th position. So he's out there riding, hoping for a caution right now, as a caution will really stir things up because it would give Garrett Delph his lap back.
Yeah, Garrett Delph will get his lap back, put him back on the lead lap. And, Gabriel Ellison now still building a bigger gap here. He's out to a 6-second lead as he's running the fastest lap time right now around the track with a 35.28, with the exception of Garrett Delph, who's a lap down right now. He's on about 24, 25 lap fresher tires. He's running a 34.5. So about 0.3 of a second faster, but he's 1 lap down.
Gabriel Ellison right now, 6-second lead over league owner Clinton Sneed. And these guys right now, 10 laps to go. Does anyone have it for the number 27, Gabriel Ellison?
It looks like Forrest is able to pull out to another lead here. Forrest Bullen in third position over the number 55 truck. So I don't know if maybe he was trying to save a little bit of fuel and left it too much there, like the 55 to close in. But now he's kind of pulled back out here, got a little bit of gap back over the 55. So curious to see how this battle is going to tighten up here over the next 10 laps.
Yeah, Forrest Bullen right now has a second over the fourth place of Mitch Ellison, so he's doing a good job in that number 3 to bring home a podium here at the Thursday night throwdown right now. And I'm getting word that Ellison is clutching it in the corner, Sheffield.
Yeah, he's just trying to make sure, he's probably looking at the fuel and, as we mentioned, maybe got an eye, green, white checker. He's not going to want to pit unless he absolutely has to, but he's got this pretty much, coming into 8 to go this time by with that huge gap, he's just hitting his marks. He's got it on cruise control right now, and he's just counting the laps down. He's done a great job of just setting the pace up front. Great green light checker. Great green stop, green pit stop, green flag pit stop there, and able to just maintain that gap he had coming in the pits, and is able to pull away and build on that gap now as he's up to 6.3 seconds over Clinton Sneed, who's run a really good race tonight. Just hadn't been able to close that gap up to Gabriel Ellison.
Yeah, the gap is actually growing right now to a 6.1 second lead. Ellison right now, the only truck on the track that does not want a caution here for the closing laps here, the Thursday night throwdown here at Homestead. He's still on cruise control as Forrest Bullen right now. He's looking for a podium. He's sitting in third.
Yeah, the first two trucks running pretty much the same pace, the 33.67, 33.69, and then the last time by 35.41 to a 35.41. So matching lap times here. They're the fastest two on the track right now, other than Garrett Delph, as we mentioned earlier, who's a lap down. He's trying to make up as much time as he can. He's sitting right now in the 6th position. And as they run, you see Gabriel Ellison is your leader. Clinton Sneed is second. Third is Forrest Bullen, who's up 10 positions from the starting position. Mitch Ellison and the number 55 is fourth. Fifth is Timothy Latham in the number 5. Sixth, first truck a lap down, is Garrett Delph in the 13. Seventh is Brian Skidmore in the 75. Eighth is Rodney Griffin, the number 97. Ninth is James Morgan in the 43. 10th is 00 Brandon Pearl. 11th is Joshua Abbey in the 05. 12th is Bradley Wilson, and 13th is Brandon Browning.
Yeah, and Bradley Wilson and Brandon Browning both caught in the early caution, the only caution here at Homestead on lap 1. So they've been doing a good job keeping this thing green as we're 4 to go here. Gabriel Ellison commanding lead over Clinton Sneed.
Yeah, commanding lead right now, still building the lead to 6.4 seconds. Smooth sailing for him right now from here on out here, as he's just winding the laps down here. This time by will be 3 to go. So next time by will be popsicle sticks after this upcoming lap here. So he's closing in, and time's run out. Without a doubt, it's way too late for anybody to make a move now.
Gabriel Ellison just needs to know, just hit your marks. Don't overdrive the truck. He has it in the bag right now with a 6-second lead. Don't want to see a caution, and he's doing a very good job in that number 27 Toyota Tundra as he's rolling through 1 and 2 down the back straightaway.
And making it to 52 laps before his first pit stop. I don't think he's going to have to worry about fuel here. As you mentioned, he's been able to clutch it there for a couple laps just to make sure he's got a little insurance. His tires are good with, his lap times. So this time by, he'll have popsicle sticks in the air as he has 2 to go.
2 to go here at Homestead, Miami in the Thursday night throwdown. You got Ellison, Clinton Sneed, Forrest Bullen right now in the podium spots. Mitch Ellison sitting in fourth right now, but the man on point, Gabriel Ellison, bringing that 27 truck down the back straightaway. He's coming down into turn 3 and 4. He's going to see the white flag here.
He's going to see the white flag this time by. One more time around for the 27. As we mentioned, his lead is now 6.4 seconds. Done an outstanding job here tonight as he's going to bring it down in the end of 1 and 2 last time.
Last time in 1 and 2 for the number 27 Toyota Tundra of Gabriel Ellison. He's rolling the high side. You know, he's setting sail here tonight at Homestead down the back straightaway for the final time.
Yeah, he's setting sail for the final time as we see fan of him, Landon, yelling for Gabe here in the chat. Is he's going to come through 3 and 4 here. He's going to take the checkered flag here at Homestead Miami Speedway with a great win tonight for Gabriel Ellison in the number 27.
Coming in second, it's going to be Clinton Sneed in the number 49. Third is going to be Forrest Bolin. Good podium finish for the number 3 machine. Coming in fourth, Mitch Ellison. He's going to be in fifth is going to be the number 5 with Timothy Latham. Outstanding job for those guys tonight here at Sheffield. A fun race, one caution, the barn burner on gas. They made it. Hats off, Gabriel Ellison.
Yeah, Gabriel Ellison with a strong run here tonight. Don't kind of Clinton Sneed. What a great run for him tonight. He started on pole. He's going to bring it home second here tonight. As we mentioned, Forrest Bullen able to capitalize, that early green flag run, up 10 positions from his starting spot. So definitely a good finish for him tonight. Don't get the win. You got to kind of look at the positive of everything, and you put on a good run. There's always the next race here. So I'm excited to get a chance to talk to these top 3 guys in the interviews here. As soon as we get back from a short commercial break, we'll have the interviews with your top 3 finishers here from Homestead Miami Speedway. Stay tuned to Evolution Racing Network.
To build a new website or redesign your existing site, you have 2 options. You can start by learning HTML, CSS, JavaScript, SEO, SQL, CMS, well, you get the idea. Or you can be smarter and look for someone who is a professional in web design like Sneed Competition Design. We are experienced in building quality websites for our clients. We always start with strategy and planning to build a clear vision about what you need. Your website will then be passed on to the design and development phase, where we will ensure that you get a fully responsive design that is easy to use regardless of any device using the latest tools in web development. Contact us today, and let's talk about accelerating your business to the next level by creating a complete online solution.
All right, race fans, welcome back to Evolution Racing Network. We have the conclusion here tonight of the Thursday Night Throwdown Truck Series here at Homestead Miami Speedway. Going to get a chance now to talk to our top 3 drivers, and we're going to bring in first your 3rd place driver here tonight, Forrest Bullen. Let's see if we can get a word in with him. Hey, Forrest, this is Michael and Craig up in the booth. You got a copy?
I'm here.
Well, good 3rd place finish here tonight. 1 caution flag here tonight. How was your truck here tonight? As the laps wound down, we saw you get a good, run there in the first stage, and that maybe tire saving was going to be the key here tonight, but still be able to bring it home 3rd, up 10 spots from your starting position.
The wreck at the very beginning, I think I might have been turn 1. that was a big break for me because I gained like 7 spots, and then I'm pretty slow early on in the runs. That tends to be how I run, and then just hold on to the tires after that. And then I'm, like you said, I come back later in the runs. I was able to catch Clinton a little bit, but they were too fast in the second half.
Yeah, I mean, you had a great strategy there. You saved the tires there, and that's something I understand. That's what I tend to do, especially at a track like this. Looking forward next week, you go to Phoenix. How do you feel about Phoenix, the track there, Phoenix, for next week?
Well, Phoenix, I'm relatively experienced, but overall for oval racing, I don't do much of it. So I lean on some of these other guys that I know to kind of help me out, give me some tips, and so I listen to them a lot. They're my pseudo teammates and see what they have to say about it all, and they really help me out a lot.
Well, I'd say you're a fast learner. You've taken the advice that they've given you and done really well with it. You know, As a point in time, we give you a chance to give a shout out. Thank yous to your sponsors and or anybody you want to say thank you to. The mic is all yours.
Mitch and Gabe and Clinton, they've been a big help for me, and I think my dad's out there watching somewhere, so I hope he hears it. That was obviously that's by far my best result of the season, so I've enjoyed it.
Well, hopefully we get a chance to talk to you next week at Phoenix. You said it's one of your probably most experienced tracks you've got. So, I hope we get a chance to talk to you next week, and hope you enjoy your holiday weekend there for us. And like I said, hopefully we talk to you again next week.
Appreciate it. I hope I see you there.
Well, that was your third place finisher of Forest Bullen, and as he mentioned, he was able to run it kind of easy at the beginning and capitalize in the first run, but those guys were just running really hard there in the second run, Craig.
Yeah, Forrest Bullen did a good job saving tires all night long. I thought he got another caution, he would have been right there with the leaders for sure. But right now we're going to go to the second place finisher, Clinton Sneed, in the number 49. Clinton Sneed, this is Craig Burns and Michael Sheffield up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you guys.
Clinton, back-to-back weeks, finishing second, just so close. Really good job tonight. A lot of green flag runs. You executed a green flag pit stop. How's the truck feeling in the longer runs?
It wasn't too bad actually. The first probably 5 laps, it was a little loose, and then the last 10 laps of a fuel run, it started getting tight. But there in the middle, it was pretty locked in and gripped up, and I could go about anywhere where I wanted to go. There in that first fuel run, we kind of figured out running the bottom of 3 and 4 was quite a bit faster. And once I started doing it, Gabe followed me down there, and then whatever advantage I had was gone then.
Yeah, you did a really good job tonight, Clinton. In the number 49, try and chase down Gabe Ellison. You got down to about 3 seconds and then started falling back. Maybe if you had another caution, you would have been there. We were very excited to see that number 49 finishing second. But looking forward to Phoenix, the finale. How are your thoughts about that track, Clinton?
I like short tracks, and Phoenix being a flat short track, it's about saving your tires and not overworking anything. So I really like that track. There, Martinsville, places like that. Hopefully we can run decent there and maybe have a shot for third in the points. I don't know. We'll see.
Well, Clinton, we'll be rooting for you up here in the booth. And before we let you go, anyone you'd like to thank?
Thanks to you guys at Evolution Racing Network for putting on the broadcast. You do a great job, and happy to have you here for the Thursday night throwdown, double headers every week. Shout out to Gabe and Mitch and Forrest, our teammates at 423 Racing. We swept the podium. Well, swept off 4 spots tonight, so that was good. Thanks to all the league guys for showing up and racing with us. And we're winding down the first season and hope to be continuing that into the future. And also shout out to Sneed Competition Designs um, for helping out the league. And yeah, hopefully we can finish strong next week at Phoenix and see what we can do.
Well, Clinton, we really do appreciate you guys or broadcasting you guys. You guys put on a heck of a show. Me and Sheffield every week talk about how good racing it is, good clean racing, exciting finishes. So go out there, have a happy 4th of July, and hopefully we'll be talking to you next week.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
And that was your second place finisher, Clinton Sneed, Sheffield. You know, I'm starting to think that this guy's a real good tire saver, just like yourself.
Yeah, he seems like he by talking to him there, he has his mind set on the big picture here tonight, that the long run tonight, and he's got his mindset and seems to be focused next week going into to Phoenix. So he's prepared, to do what he can to seal up that third place, points position is as he mentioned, all three top trucks come from the same team stable. So great run from them tonight. And now we're going to get a chance to talk to the man of the hour, Gabriel Ellison, your winner from tonight's race. Gabriel, this is Michael and Craig up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes.
What a dominating finish here for you tonight. You took the lead earlier in the run, able to make it to lap 52 on that fuel run there. Uh, how was the truck for you tonight? And, how worried were you really about fuel during that first run or even that second run tonight?
Yeah, man, the truck felt great. I really think that a little loose, but I love it like that. I think that this is one of the better iRacing sets I've ran. Running the wall, just a lot of fun. That first run, when we had that early yellow, that made the fuel a little easier. Without that yellow, if it was green the whole way, that was going to be probably had to save a couple laps on both ends. So, but that early yellow, I still clutched it a little bit, just to squeeze an extra lap out on the first run, but I ended up being 2.5 laps into good at the end. So, wasn't too concerned on the second run, but the first one I just really wanted to get to the end of 52. Because that was my number. Was I thought I could go 48. Ended up being a little farther, but yeah, overall I just really enjoyed tonight. Well, obviously, but the track, it just and with the truck, I think it's just a great combo.
Well, you speak to my heart there with this track and this truck. Is one of my favorite, tracks, and with the combination on the circuit. But, we listened to your in car there, and we thought we heard you clutching it a little bit, and doing the math in my head, I figured you're probably going to be good there. But, looking at the next week, you go to Phoenix for the final race of the season. You were 7 points behind Timothy Latham coming in tonight. You win tonight, he finishes fifth. That's going to tighten that race up next week for the points. Uh, what's your mindset and how you feeling about Phoenix next week?
Yeah, well, actually, we have a drop week, and I don't think that that's calculated into. 'Cause with the drop week, I was ahead coming in this week. Um, so I think I should be pretty in the clear with that finish. Regardless, I'm not positive on that. I have to look, but regardless, I'm gonna make sure I'm practiced up, and if there's any person that could come back on me, it'd be Tim. So, because he's a great driver, so I'll definitely make sure to get some laps in. Phoenix is a tough track. You're cutting the dog leg. It's super loose in three, so I'll make sure to put plenty of time in there.
Well, we wish you luck and look forward to the battle next week. As we mentioned, y'all, the racing here is great week in and week out, and you really put on a dominating performance here tonight. We're gonna give you the microphone here. Uh, give your shout outs, your thank yous to anybody you want, your sponsors, family, etc. So the microphone's all yours.
Yeah, huge shout to Sneak Competition Design sponsoring the series, as well as Shenandoah Shine for sponsoring the Pole Award. Check those guys out. I also want to just thank had Mitch, my brother, and Clinton there, and Forrest as well, running together. We finished first through fourth, so that's pretty good. Good teamwork there. Um, Also, shout out to, I believe I got some buddies, Landon and Parth, watching the broadcast. Maybe my dad as well. So shout out to them if they're there. And thanks to you guys for putting on this broadcast here.
Yeah, you definitely have some people watching the broadcast there. I see your name
Okay.
all in the chat there from
Yeah.
Landon and Parth. So
Yeah, they're
yeah,
on
I
social
mentioned that
media.
during the broadcast there. I see Landon screaming your name there, and so it's
I
always good to
don't
have that support. And
I don't doubt it.
looking forward to next week. Good luck to you next week. I hope you enjoy your July 4th weekend, and
Yeah, you
hopefully
too.
we get a chance to talk to you next week at the conclusion of the season at Phoenix.
All right, appreciate it.
All right, that was your winner tonight from Gabriel Ellison, and then Craig, as he mentioned, he able to get a 52 mark, which he knew was his magic number during the first run.
Yeah, we talked about it all night. How long these guys could go on fuel mileage. He did it. Great job clutching it through the corners. It's so stressful when you're out there and you just don't know. You have a calculator, but you just sometimes you have trust issues when you're out on the track, so you're still clutching it. But great job by Gabriel Ellison, Clinton Sneed, Forrest Bolin, Mitch Ellison, all these guys, top four for a team. Hats off to those guys in the Toyota Tundras. Big momentum going into Phoenix, Sheffield.
Yeah, huge momentum swing, for him going into Phoenix. As he said, calculated with the drop weeks, not quite sure. So, he's going to do his research on that. He's going to be practiced up. He's going to be ready. But let's take a look at our official results from the night here. And we both mentioned there, Gabriel Ellison, your big winner here tonight in dominating fashion. Clinton Sneed, your pole sitter, great run from him tonight. Good momentum going forward. Forrest Bullen, able to save tires early. Great run from him. He's going to bring home third. Mitch Ellison will be fourth in the number 55. Fifth will go to your points leader, according to results coming into this. Timothy Latham in the five. Garrett Delph will be finishing sixth in the number 13th. Seventh will be Brian Skidmore in the number 75.
Coming home in eighth in the number 97, Rodney Griffin. Finishing ninth in the number 43, James Morgan. 10th, Brandon Pearl in double zero. Finishing 11th in the '05, Joshua Abbey. And then finishing 12th, caught in the first caution, Bradley Wilson, the number 51. And then Brandon Browning rounding out your field for the Thursday night throwdown here at Homestead.
I want to thank all the fans for tuning in. And as we mentioned, next week will be the season finale for Thursday Night Thunder ARCA and Truck Series. Please stay tuned to us next week to catch the exciting finale. If it's anything like the racing we've seen all year long, it's sure to be an exciting finish. For Craig Burns, this is Michael Sheffield, Evolution Racing Network. We look forward to seeing you, and have a safe and happy July 4th weekend, and we will catch y'all next week.
Cheers, boys.